We're just days away from WrestleMania 41, and the entire wrestling world has its eyes on one match, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. While on the surface it might look like a simple good versus evil story, behind the scenes, there's a deeper psychological narrative that most fans seem to have overlooked. And to understand how this feud can truly change the history of the WWE forever, we have to first start by looking at all the complex characters at play. First, we have John Cena, a man who carried WWE on his back for over a decade. While others left when things got tough, Cena stayed. Despite all the boos, despite all the Cena sucks chants, despite fans literally throwing his merchandise back at him, despite all that, Cena continued to embody hustle, loyalty, and respect. What's fascinating about Cena's psychology is how the fans refused to acknowledge his legacy until he stepped away. Only after he left for Hollywood did the same people who booed him for years suddenly start appreciating what he brought to WWE. The same fans who rejected him for a decade started cheering when his music hit for a surprise return. This creates a complex emotional landscape for Cena. He gave everything to WWE and its fans, his body, his time, his personal life, only to be truly appreciated when he was gone. That leaves scars. That creates resentment. That builds into a psychological powder keg just waiting to explode. That's why this isn't just about a 17th championship. It's about a man who sacrificed everything for a company and its fans, watching someone else receive the love and respect he earned but never received. It's about a man who's tired of seeing what he perceives as a fraud being celebrated while his legacy gets reduced to memes and nostalgia pops. On the other side of this psychological battle stands Cody Rhodes, the prodigal son of WWE with a far more complicated journey than most fans acknowledge. Cody began his WWE career with every advantage imaginable. As Dusty Rhodes' son, he started at the top in legacy, alongside Randy Orton. He had the family name, the connections, and the opportunity. But despite these advantages, Cody couldn't break through the glass ceiling. He stayed stuck in the mid-card, eventually becoming trapped in the Stardust gimmick that buried his true potential under face paint and cosmic nonsense. But unlike Cena, when things got tough, Cody didn't fight through the adversity and find a way out. Cody simply left. He walked away from WWE. He went to TNA. He went to New Japan. He helped build AEW from the ground up. But even there, the story isn't as heroic as it appears. When AEW fans turned on him, when his character became stale and rejected, he didn't stay and work through it. He left again, he returned to the WWE. This pattern reveals something crucial about Cody's psychology. When the going gets tough, Cody finds an exit strategy. Where Cena endured the boos and rejection for years, Cody changes environments when the tide turns against him. What's most telling about Cody's return to WWE is his calculated reinvention. He carefully crafted the finish the story narrative, leveraging his father's legacy in a way he never could during his first run. Cody masterfully positioned himself as an underdog despite his privileged position, convincing fans he was fighting against all odds when, in reality, he was fast-tracked to the top of the card immediately upon his return. He shed the more cocky heel characteristics he displayed in AEW and New Japan, and started presenting himself as a clean-cut, all-American hero, essentially becoming a sanitized, bootleg version of John Cena. His emotional speeches, his carefully curated persona, his strategic use of his father's memory, all of it designed to earn the fans' love without necessarily being authentic. This creates a Cody Rhodes who is both incredibly sympathetic on the surface, yet potentially disingenuous underneath. A complexity that John Cena sees right through, even if the fans don't. This brings us to the true psychological core of this feud. Imagine you've dedicated your entire adult life to a craft. You've endured criticism, hatred, physical pain, and personal sacrifice for nearly 2 decades. You never took shortcuts. You faced every challenge head-on. And despite giving everything, you were never truly appreciated until you were gone. That's John Cena's reality. Then along comes Cody Rhodes, someone who in Cena's eyes represents everything wrong with modern wrestling. Cena sees a man who abandoned WWE when things got difficult, only to return once he'd exhausted all other options. He sees someone using his father's legacy as a crutch rather than creating his own. He sees a calculated persona designed specifically to win fans' approval. What truly infuriates Cena is watching the WWE Universe embrace Cody with open arms, giving him the unconditional love that Cena himself worked 20 years to earn, but never fully received. Every Cody chant, every fan singing his theme song, every sign in the crowd supporting Rhodes, these aren't just normal fan reactions to Cena. They're painful reminders of what he never got during his prime. The fans see a hero in Cody, but Cena sees a chameleon who changes his colors to match whatever environment will benefit him most. With this psychological foundation established, let's explore the first potential outcome for this feud, one that follows WWE's traditional narrative but might ultimately miss the deeper story. In Scenario 1, John Cena fully embraces his corporate alignment with The Rock. He abandons the last shreds of his moral compass that have been holding him back and becomes the ruthless, win-at-all-costs villain that the WWE Universe now expects him to be. This version of Cena starts using underhanded tactics to claim the WWE Championship from Cody at Wrestlemania. After capturing the title, Cena transforms into an almost dictator-like champion, similar to the tribal chief persona of Roman Reigns. Using his newfound authority powers as The Rock's chosen champion, he'd manipulate match stipulations, bribe officials, and do whatever necessary to retain his precious 17th World Championship. We'd see him successfully defend against rivals from the past like CM Punk and Randy Orton, and even newer stars like Braun Breaker, Sami Zayn, and Chad Gable. Each defense would further cement Cena as the ultimate villain, with each victory coming through increasingly desperate and dishonorable means. Meanwhile, Cody would be positioned as the ultimate underdog. Stripped of his championship and possibly even his opportunities, he'd have to rebuild himself from the ground up. We'd see him forming alliances with other babyfaces and gradually working his way back into title contention through sheer determination and the support of the fans. This narrative would culminate in a climactic rematch where Cody finally overcomes the corrupt system, dethrones the tyrannical Cena, and firmly establishes himself as the new face of WWE. The fans get their satisfying conclusion, Cody gets his redemption, and Cena eventually gets his comeuppance. It's a compelling story that would certainly generate emotional investment from fans. But the problem is that it completely ignores the psychological depth we've already established. This outcome treats Cena's grievances as delusional rantings of a bitter star past his prime rather than legit criticisms based in truth. It positions Cody as a hero with no flaws to address or demons to confront. Most problematically, it reinforces the very issue that drove Cena to his breaking point. It rewards Cody for his carefully crafted persona without requiring him to demonstrate the authenticity and resilience that defined Cena's career. This ending would be satisfying in the moment and give fans the victory they crave. But viewed through the lens of character psychology, it misses an opportunity to tell a more nuanced story that reflects the complex reality of both men's careers and the deeper themes WWE has been developing throughout this feud. Which brings us to our second potential outcome. In this scenario, the initial WrestleMania match plays out with Cody retaining his championship, perhaps even in decisive fashion. The fans celebrate, believing their hero has triumphed over the bitter veteran. Cena, seemingly humbled, might even raise Cody's hand in a show of respect that appears to close this chapter. But what follows would give a deeper meaning to this story. As Cody faces new challengers, we begin to see small cracks in his perfect image. Perhaps he barely wins a match against a rising star like Chad Gable and gets frustrated. Fans start to get slightly divided in their reactions to Cody. Behind the scenes, The Rock approaches Cody and makes him wonder if the fans will still love him when things get hard. Over time, these pressures start to mount and Cody starts to change. He starts taking shortcuts. He pulls on his opponent's tights to win matches. He uses the ropes for leverage when the referee isn't looking. He gets angry at officials who question him. Each time he breaks the rules, he makes excuses about the pressure of being champion. The crucial turning point comes at SummerSlam. In a championship defense against a beloved babyface, perhaps someone like Sami Zayn or Jey Uso, Cody completely gives in to his dark side. He low-blows his opponent to win the match and brutalizes his opponent with a steel chair after the match, showing the mean streak he had in other wrestling companies. As fans turn from cheering to booing, The Rock comes out to applaud what Cody has become. This proves everything Cena warned about. Cody joins The Rock as the new corporate champion, saying if fans won't appreciate him, he'll take what he wants by force. He becomes arrogant and even starts making fun of his father's legacy instead of honoring it. The perfect hero facade cracks and the American Nightmare persona finally takes over. This twist positions Cena as the reluctant hero. At first, he's smug about being right, but he soon realizes WWE needs someone to stand up to Cody and Rock. Cena has to make peace with the fans who once rejected him as he becomes their final hope against the new corporate alliance. For the rest of Cena's final run, he chases the title held hostage by the Rhodes-Rock alliance. Each confrontation shows more of Cody's true nature while helping Cena reconnect with fans. When Cena finally wins his 17th championship a few weeks before retirement, it comes with the genuine love and support from fans he always wanted. But in a final bitter twist that completes this psychological narrative, Rock and Cody use their corporate power to take the title away from Cena in his final match and send him into retirement. While this ending seems sad, Cena gets something better. He leaves WWE having finally earned the respect and love of the fans he craved for all these years, on his own terms. This ending shows the real psychological complexity of both characters. It validates Cena's criticisms while still giving him a satisfying final arc. It acknowledges Cody's flaws rather than ignoring them. But let me know what you think. Are you Team Cena or Team Cody? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.